Next up, we have a public hearing from the Urbana City Council. And the purpose of the public hearing is to provide an opportunity for the public to provide input and comments concerning a proposed annexation agreement between the City of Urbana, the Judy Heimberger Trust, and Trinitas Development, LLC. The proposed annexation agreement is for a tract of land consisting of approximately 8.38 acres and generally located east of North Oak Street, west of Cardinal Court, north of North 6th Street, currently owned by the Judy Heimberger Trust. The trust does not have a street address but has a permanent index number of 30-21-06-326-015. Notice of this public hearing was published on August 8th, 2018. So I will call this public hearing to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons,
Yes.
Brown,
Here.
Hazen,
Oh.
Jacobson, here, Miller,
Here.
Roberts,
Here.
Wu,
Here.
Mayor Marlin.
Here. I now declare this public hearing open. If anyone desires to express their views regarding the proposed annexation agreement, please come forward and be recognized. Okay. Dr. Underwood?
Yes, I'm Reverend Dr. Evelyn Underwood, and I forgot and left my papers at home for everything that I was going to talk about. However, I was just reading the public hearing, about the public hearing, and I looked up the permanent number, and you just stated that there was no address or anything. So I looked up the permanent number, and I saw an address. Was the address of the trust? What? Who's in charge? May I ask questions about this? Since it's a
This is
public
to
hearing?
provide input.
I'm sorry?
This is to give testimony or input.
So I should have my paper. I saw an address there, and it said there's no address. The address that I saw, I forgot and left my papers at home. So, so if I provide input, so if I saw an address there, and then they're saying there's no address, there was an address with the permanent number 30-21-06-326-015, I saw an address with the supervisor of assessment. I don't know would that make a difference, but I was just saw an address, and it was said there was no address. Maybe there was an address of the trust, Judy Heimberger. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. I have no skin in the game, but I am a citizen, and I just wanted to know, what does that mean and what was that all about? So that's all I have to say.
I have a question.
You question, Dr. Underwood? Yes.
So are you asking what is the address of that we're discussing tonight? I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding your question.
No, I notice of public hearing of the Urbana City Council, and I'm looking at Trust and Trinity Development, LLC, for a tract of land consisting of approximately 8.38 acres, generally located east of North Oak Street, west of Cardinal Court, and north of North 6th Street. And they said there's a permanent index number, but there's no address. And when I looked it up, I saw address. So is there address or is there not? Does it make a difference? Maybe not. But I'm just saying, I saw address.
I can't give you an answer to that now, but I did want to let you know that the hearing is going to be continued from tonight to September 10th. We're
Okay.
just opening it tonight, and it'll be continued. So if you wanted to come back on the 10th of September and
With the information
with
that
your
I have and
information
show
that you
it.
have at home, it
Yeah,
might
but
be
it
better.
doesn't matter to me, I don't think.
Okay.
But I just saw that it said that there is an address, and I looked it up and found that there was an address, and I just didn't know what that was all about.
Okay, we
And
can,
I was interested in knowing why it was said that there was an address, and when I looked on an official record,
and you saw a street address.
and I saw a street address.
Okay, we can look into that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I also have Corian Salahuddin.
Hello, I'm Corian Salahuddin.
Salahuddin.
I recently moved in the neighborhood.
Wait, can you please state your name again?
My name is Corian Salahuddin. I
Okay.
recently moved in the Court of Carver subdivision about 2 weeks ago. And this is all new to me. I didn't know if I was able to ask if these would be public housing or is this open to campus? Is this a campus development? Am I allowed to ask those questions? That's what I essentially don't know what control I have over them building. I just essentially wanted to know that because I have 5 young children and living in next to a public housing division or something like that may affect the nurturing of me bringing them up with more influences in that small subdivision.
I can't answer any of those questions
Okay.
right now, but you can provide your input and express those questions as part of your testimony. And that can be taken into account when the Plan Commission considers this.
Okay, so is that something I should address in the next meeting or
Well, you can
phrase it as
state
a
your
comment?
you can state your
Yes.
concerns right now. That's what this hearing
Okay.
is for.
Well, my concern is just that being a very enclosed neighborhood and it being a private neighborhood, opening up that area and cutting down that cornfield may essentially bring in more trouble into the neighborhood, but I don't know who potentially, what type of buildings they may build. But I fear that it may be trouble in the neighborhood with more people and more foot traffic. And with that being, but from what I read from the public notice that they would be going through the neighborhood building and essentially use that as an interest and an outlet to go into the neighborhood as traffic if the complex was built or the units they plan on intend on building. I fear that it'll be a lot of traffic and, per se, make the neighborhood more dangerous if there's more traffic.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Did you have a question for the?
It's a procedural question, I guess, which would also be involved in the response to Mr. wait a minute now. Salahuddin?
Salahuddin.
Salahuddin, okay. So this will be discussed in more detail at a Plan Commission meeting, is that correct?
Yeah, this is an annexation proposal, and then this public hearing itself is going to be continued until September 10th.
And will it be discussed, do we believe, at the Plan Commission meeting on September 6th?
Is that a yes? Yes.
Okay, so a place for you to hear more detail would be at the next meeting of the Plan Commission on September 6th, where there also would be an opportunity for public input.
Okay.
And so I don't remember what time of day those meetings are.
7 o'clock.
Okay, so that would be 7 o'clock on the evening of September 6th. So that would be where you could get more, more
Yes.
detail about what's going on.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes.
the other question, and I think basically what you're concerned about is the zoning. So what's allowed by right to be built on that area if it is annexed? So my question would be, is zoning considered at the Planning Commission on September 4th? Or because we have to zone it before it's annexed. So the question is, when will zoning be discussed?
Yes.
So zoning will be discussed at that Planning Commission.
I believe at that Plan Commission meeting, there'll be discussion of the annexation agreement and also with rezoning. So zoning is going to be required, so it'll go through the Plan Commission at that time. And so that's probably the best venue for people to come, and that's why the public hearing's open, they can come. And I don't know that, I'd have to go to legal on this one, I don't know that the public hearing is continued till the next meeting. Typically, the public hearing's opened and closed at the same meeting, but if there's a noticing thing and there are things that have to happen between the time the public hearing is open and closed, then we keep it open until it can be closed legally, so that everybody's properly noticed.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So there will be several opportunities to learn more about this before the hearing actually closes as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to make comments during this public hearing? Okay, thank you. Seeing that there are no further comments, I now declare the public hearing continued to September 10th, 2018. Is there with no further business before this hearing, I declare this meeting adjourned. This meeting is continued, sorry. We've got adjournment on the agenda here. All right.